With TiDB 8.5.0, it's getting pretty darn close. We're taking a deep dive into this major update today.
Looking forward to it.
I think everyone's going to want to hear about these performance boosts, new features, and all the cool stuff packed into this release. Ready to jump in?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so to give everyone a roadmap, we're going to be looking at performance, obviously a big one that will move into reliability and stability.
Can't forget about those.
No, absolutely not. Then we'll explore some exciting new SQL and AI features, check out the upgrades to TiProxy, and wrap things up with security and backup enhancements.
Sounds like we've got a lot to cover.
We do, but I think it'll be well worth it. So let's kick things off with performance. One of the standout features in this release is faster table creation. And it's all thanks to a little something called TiDB Fast Create Table.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
It is, but trust me, it's a good thing, especially if you're working with, giant databases. Migrations can be a real pain, but this new feature can significantly speed up the whole process.
So no more waiting around for hours on end just to move data around.
Right. And speaking of speed, we have to talk about the TiKV MVCC In-Memory Engine. This thing is a game changer.
I've heard good things about it. How does it work?
So imagine you have a ton of files scattered across your computer, right? But the ones you use most often, you keep them right on your desktop for quick and easy access.
Makes sense.
Well, this engine does the same thing for your database. It caches only the latest versions of your data in memory, so they're instantly available when you need them.
So it's like having your most used data right at your fingertips.
Exactly. And that translates to some serious performance gains, especially for read-heavy workloads.
I bet. Are there any other performance enhancements we should know about?
Oh, there are plenty more. For starters, we have Active PD Follower, which helps your database handle requests more efficiently, even when things get really busy. Then there's TSO request with parallel fast mode, which can slash your waiting time by a quarter.
25%. That's pretty significant.
Oh, it is. Think of it like zipping through the express checkout line at the grocery store.
I like that analogy.
And we can't forget about instance-level plan cache. This feature optimizes your SQL queries, giving a nice little boost to OLTP performance for everyday tasks.
So they've really thought of everything to make this release as fast as possible.
Yeah, they really fine-tuned things. But of course, speed isn't everything. You need a database that's reliable and stable too, right?
Absolutely. What's new on that front?
Well, one of the key additions is runaway query controls.
Sounds intriguing. What do they do?
These controls act like a safety net, preventing any single query from consuming too many resources and potentially bringing the whole system to a grinding halt.
So it's like a safeguard against those resource-hogging queries that can really wreak havoc.
Exactly. And then there's PD request rate limiting. This helps protect your database from sudden spikes in traffic, kind of like a circuit breaker that prevents overload.
Love these safety features. They really give you a peace of mind knowing your database can handle whatever you throw at it.
For sure. All right, now let's move on to something I know a lot of people are excited about. The new SQL and AI features.
This is where things get really interesting.
Right. First up, we have foreign key support, which has finally reached general availability. This is a big deal because it ensures data consistency across your entire database.
It's like making sure all the pieces of a puzzle fit together perfectly.
It's a great way to put it. No more mismatched data or inconsistencies between your tables.
So it's a huge win for data integrity. What else is new in the SQL department?
Well, there's also online DDL job modification. This gives you a lot more flexibility because you can tweak things like batch sizes and write speeds on the fly without any downtime.
So you can make adjustments as needed without interrupting your workflow.
Precisely. It's like changing lanes on the highway without having to come to a complete stop.
Smooth sailing. Now, let's talk about the feature that really caught my attention, vector search. This is where AI comes into play, right?
You got it. It's still experimental, but it's incredibly powerful. Vector search allows you to perform what's called semantic search. So instead of just matching keywords, it actually understands the meaning behind your queries.
So it's like having a search engine that can actually comprehend what you're looking for, not just the words you're using.
Exactly. This opens up a whole world of possibilities, especially for things like recommendation systems and anything involving natural language processing.
The potential applications are pretty mind-blowing.
They really are. Okay, moving on to TiProxy. Were there any major changes there?
Yes, they made some nice improvements to TiProxy as well. For one, they enhanced connection pooling, which makes resource management much more efficient.
So it's all about optimizing how your database uses its resources.
Yep. They also improved traffic capture and load balancing, making sure everything runs smoothly even when your database is handling a lot of traffic.
Those are definitely important for keeping things humming along behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
All right, now let's talk about security and backups because, protecting your data is more crucial than ever.
You can't forget about security. And this release brings some great new features to the table. One of the biggest is client-side encryption for backups.
So tell me more about that. How does it work?
Well, with this feature, your data gets encrypted on your side before it's even sent over the network for backup. This adds a whole extra layer of protection.
So even if someone manages to intercept the data during transmission, it's still encrypted and useless to them.
Exactly. It's like locking your suitcase before you even leave the house. You're just adding that extra level of security.
I like that analogy. It makes it easy to understand. What other security enhancements did they make?
For those using cloud deployments, TiKV now supports Google Cloud KMS encryption, which provides more flexibility for managing your encryption keys.
So a lot of great new options for keeping your data safe and sound.
Definitely.
So to wrap things up, it sounds like TiDB 8.5.0 is a pretty impressive release. From performance boosts and rock-solid stability to exciting new features like vector search and enhanced security measures, they really seem to have thought of everything.
I completely agree. They've really upped their game with this one.
They have. So here's something for everyone listening to think about. How could you take advantage of these new features, especially the AI-powered vector search, in your own projects? What kind of game-changing insights could you unlock? That's definitely something worth exploring.
I'd love to see what people come up with.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be working with databases, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.